all of those things are vital for young people's development, and young people are doing less and less of those things because they're increasingly just socialising online.
Let's bring in and speak live on LBC News to Jack Rowlett, who's the political commentator at Young Voices UK. Hi, Jack.
Good afternoon.
What do your peers, yourself, make of the Online Safety Act and the aims of what the politicians are trying to do? Do you think they've got it right?
I don't think they have. I think the Online Safety Act, in a sense, is the worst of all worlds. And I think it's a case of regulations and laws being set by people who don't understand the technology. And those regulations impact children and teenagers in a lot of cases who actually understand the technology better and are just using VPNs to circumvent those regulations. I think we've ended up in a situation where privacy is compromised for adults because of age gating and the way that those age checks work, but without actually tackling the problems of the content that young people are able to access online. And I think we're sort of approaching it the wrong way round in terms of we shouldn't be looking at how we can enable children to access spaces like social media, like Instagram, for example. They shouldn't be on those services in the first place. We shouldn't be creating a situation where adults and children are using the same social spaces online, because we don't do that in the real world, and it would be weird if we did. So I think there needs to be a cultural change. Parents need to be taking more responsibility and saying, putting in place parental controls on smartphones and actually having a whitelist of websites that their children can access, rather than taking this sort of blacklist approach of trying to fit children into adult spaces.
Well, do you know people that have used these comm networks? How do you feel about these chat rooms? Are they safe spaces or dangerous places?
Well, I think they're dangerous places. I mean, that's what we've heard from the reporting. They're clearly very dangerous places, but children shouldn't have access to those types of platforms in the first place. Their devices should be locked down. And that is the responsibility of a parent to implement that. And we need a cultural change, because at the moment there's sort of this attitude of, oh, you can't really do anything about it. Every kid needs a smartphone. All their friends have got one. So you just kind of have to put up with it. And the government just needs to do something about it. And that is completely the wrong way around. Parents need to take responsibility, and we need to stigmatize the behavior of parents who are essentially just allowing their children to visit whatever websites and apps they want on their devices. I find that polling that your reporting was talking about before, that 40%, was it, of parents don't know what harmful content their kids are accessing. That is a national scandal, and it is a failure of parents.
And how do you feel the internet has changed in your view? I mean, certainly when I started going on the internet many years ago, it was a place of like hobbies and interests and positivity. It seems to be a much darker, angrier place on certain sites.
Yeah, well, I would agree. I think part of that is that it was much more disparate before. When I think back to the internet that I experienced as a child, there were lots more different online spaces, and they were much more specialised to different hobbies or interests, as you say. And actually, we're now all crammed into the same kind of 5 or 6 spaces. And I think that's really bad for adults as well, because it means we're constantly butting up against people we disagree with really passionately. And that's really not healthy. I don't think that's a good way to go through life, and it has really negative effects on our politics and our society. And I also think the internet, it's become much more structured. It's much less creative. There's less of a sort of whimsical attitude to the internet now. There used to be lots more experimentation, lots more creativity, and now it just feels very glossy. And so much of the content we see online is shaped by influencers, and it's designed to go viral. And there just isn't the authenticity that there used to be.
And lastly, would you like the new Technology Secretary, Liz Kendall, to be having open dialogue with young people about this, about how to shape this kind of policy?
I mean, yeah, I think it's always helpful to understand young people's views, but I think the real focus needs to be on how we can empower parents to stop their children from accessing this content online.
Jack Rowlett, political commentator at Young Voices UK. Thanks for joining me.
This is LBC News.